Hello, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and as you can see, you know where we are today. We are at Gruber. We are at the battery recovery station, and we have a lot of things to tell today. And we want to tell today about the newsletter. So, Pete brings a newsletter out since 2017 about important topics of Tesla Roadster and how to recover that. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about this after this intro, right?
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
And let's ask Pete a little bit about his newsletter, where it came from and what it does for us.
So first of all, a couple of months ago, the prevailing color in the service center was orange, which is also a rare color, very orange. We actually had 5 of them at one point. They were all repaired by that point, so we were able to drive them out on the street, parade them a bit, and we did a great video, which you can see on YouTube. And ironically enough, after we did this 5 very orange car video, a 6th one showed up from a local customer the next day, but we had already videotaped. I don't think there will ever be 6 very orange Roadsters under any one roof anywhere on the planet anymore because they're so rare. So anyway, the newsletters. In 2017, we saw that there was a need to share technical information and tribal knowledge about Tesla Roadsters. The support is often provided by independents, sometimes owners, and we felt compelled to share some of our IP and some of our tribal knowledge that we were acquiring as we were reverse engineering these cars. The first newsletter was maybe 100 or so subscription. It's free, by the way. And it grew fairly quickly as the word got out that we were communicating important content about the Roadster. At one point, we posted on eBay, and it turns out you can't just simply give things away on eBay. So we started charging $1 for the subscription, and it was a perpetual or lifetime subscription for $1. But if you really want it, just email us, and we'll give you one for free. These days, we don't publish them monthly anymore. We get very busy, but quarterly is probably a good bet.
And you can find them on grubermotors.com in the newsletter section. Right?
That is correct.
I'm going to put that in here also, that I'm going to put the page in there where I can find them. Yeah, very important information there.
The most popular newsletters that we have, which are actually oftentimes posted on some of the forums, even the Tesla service centers use them from time to time, are the newsletters like what to do when your Roadster gets bricked. There are some very important steps to follow. And if they are, every bricked Roadster is recoverable. If not, they oftentimes become hard bricked, and then it becomes economically not feasible to repair or to replace all the sheets that have gone bad. There are other newsletters having to do with pulling log files. Our firmware engineers have actually began to develop a parsing program that allows us to dig into the firmware on the Roadster and provide a complete history of errors in that car. This is also useful when someone is about to buy a car, to buy a Roadster, because not all of the errors pop up on the little LCD screen, and oftentimes pending or brewing problems are disclosed in the log file. So we have a newsletter that shows how to do that. And the log file analysis is a free service that we've been offering for years. All you need to do is email us the results of your log file, and we will give you an in-depth analysis of what's going on with the car.
Yeah, this is excellent. I have another log, for example, my TPMS system is, but that is usually a lot of times TPMS is a little bit outdated, let me say it like that. And when one of the sensors are going bad, then this is happening. And by the way, please excuse that sometimes some fans are running, and my fan of my Roadster, Pete, allows me to charge it here when I'm coming. Thank you very much. And did we say something about the mask? Yeah, I think, yeah. Here, I brought Pete a mask from Tesla Owners US. And so that he can wear it. Now we are today the only ones here in the shop, and
So we're doing social distancing.
We should do the social distancing about 6 feet away, and we are the only ones here in the shop, and there is nobody else here. It is on a Sunday morning.
And the reason we are sweating is it's going to be another 118-degree day in Phoenix, and it's warming up rapidly here in the shop.
There is on Sunday, actually it's coming today now, is I'm going to post a newsletter, not a newsletter, I'm going to post a video about Ranger services came to my garage for 117.
Really?
Yeah.
Brave soul.
Yeah. And it was a she, it was Belle, it was her name. She was really pretty fast, and she was the hottest Ranger service I had. So, there, Gruber Motors. And then the easiest way to find the newsletters are, there's a topic there in the middle. Yes, and you click on that, and then you can come to the newsletters.
Some of the most popular ones are, and this is the latest one, age-related failures that are now manifesting in a Tesla Roadster. And this is actually updated from 2017 when we did the first one. Here you can see some of the things that we're now beginning to see as deterioration in the cars. The DC input block and the PEM motor block are beginning to crumble and crack. There's a GPS firmware corruption that is occurring now, which affects the logging capability of the car. This is an easy fix, but it's something that needs to be done. Then we have VMS problems, vehicle management system module problems. We're almost 100% on this in terms of a fix. And then we always have a nice tip at the end. This one happens to be what to do if your wheel lock breaks, or you can't, or you've lost it and you can't get that wheel lock off. We just had a customer car actually that ended up with a tire company, a previous tire company, that had over-tightened the wheel lock on the rear wheel. Wow. It was so tight, in fact, that one of our larger technicians was leaning into it with 240 pounds and just about bent and broke the breaker bar, and the key actually cracked and broke. The problem with that is these wheel locks are old Lotus, and there's not much clearance to get those off. So we ended up finding another wheel lock, and by the way, they have dozens of them. They're actually different letters, A, B, C. This happened to be a G. We found one in the UK, had it shipped here, and fortunately we're able to put that on that lug and finally break it free. There was a round of applause when that happened, because the other option would have been to get a carbide drill and attempt to drill it and use a tap out on something that's that stuck. That would have been a real challenge. Wow. Our recommendation with these wheel locks, the old Lotus wheel locks, take them off, throw them away, and get a replacement lug nut, standard lug nut.
Standard lug nut, yeah. That's what I have on my cars.
Right. In the entire 12 years that these cars have been out, we have never heard of any instance of anyone stealing a Roadster wheel. We have lug nuts here. We also have upgraded lug nuts if you want to make it look a little bit fancier than the zinc coated that are on here and that have aged. So that's one of the newsletter tips. Some of the other more popular newsletters are buying tips and valuation. What are these Roadsters worth these days? And if you're going to buy a Roadster, what should you be thinking about? The first thing is, get a log file from the car. The seller should not be interested in hiding that. Send it to us, and we have a free service here. We will analyze that log file for you. Then there's deferred maintenance. What hasn't been done to the car that may cause problems in the future? Some valuation tips, condition tips, and parts consideration. And again, a tip, range mode charge on this one. The most popular newsletters that we have are the, let's bring it up here. What to do when your Roadster gets bricked. Again, If there's certain steps are followed, all roadsters, brick roadsters, are 100% recoverable, and it's vital that these steps are followed. It has to go in tow mode. If you don't do that, then the people moving your car are going to charge you more. They have to drag it onto the transporter, winch it, and that can cause tire damage. Pull a log file so we can see whether the car is recoverable. Sometimes people think that their car has been bricked for only 3 to 6 months, when it turns out that it's been a year, like this green car here. That may not be a recoverable car. Too far gone. And the final, most important step is to pull the service disconnect plug on the large battery pack to stop the phantom drain that occurs, which will make the battery even worse, and you end up with more bad parts. Another popular one coming up here. There we go. How to pull your log file. It's not hard, but there's certain steps you need to follow, and this newsletter actually walks you through the whole process, and it shows you why and what kind of data comes out of that log file and what we do with it.
Okay, great.
Another important one is if the Roadster is completely dead and you can't put it into tow mode. Let's go back up here.
Attach a 12-volt battery to it to
exactly.
Put it in 12 mode.
How to wake up a brick Roadster. And without this, some people pull axles on these things. That's way more work than is necessary.
Yeah.
With 12 volts applied to the correct lugs here, you can wake up the car sufficiently to get the screen functioning again. You're not going to be able to charge, but at least you're going to be able to put it into tow mode, so now it's free rolling and they can push it up on the transporter.
All right. Good, thank you.
Sure.
Hey. So thank you for the visit.
As always, we appreciate you coming by and educating people on all things Roadster.
Yeah, so that is the station where we were. And we're going to leave that station here. And here is the Roadster recovery station, the battery recovery station. Yeah. Here it's really a full pack. That's amazing.
Yep.
You have a full pack there where you're pulling the sheets in and out. Excellent. Okay, let's take a seat there and then we say goodbye to our audience. Yeah, this was all for this time, and thank you very much, Pete, for your generous permission that we can take movies here or make video for our audience. I always like to come here, even when it's on a Sunday, but we have nothing to do on a Sunday anyway, so we come here.
I think we're both in the same boat. Yeah. I appreciate all of the people that are supporting us and supporting Rolf's channels, and our goal is to share Tesla tips, tricks, and IP, and show you guys how to keep these cars on the road. So again, thank you.
Because every electric car on the road is one less fuel car. That's most important. So for me, all right. Oh, bye-bye. See you the next time. Bye-bye.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure.